Perfect. All right, you guys, good evening. My name is Dr. Stacy Holweger. I'm excited you are joining us tonight. So just for your information, just so we can start this off right, what kind of doctor are you, Dr. Stacy? So I have a PhD in integrative medicine. And what that means is I integrate all different types of holistic medicines, okay, holistic modalities and therapies. So nothing to do with prescriptions. I don't have a prescription pad that I write from or anything like that. But I do obviously see there are places for allopathic medicine. So I'm not anti-allopathic medicine. Don't think that. But I definitely choose to use modalities that are geared towards helping the body achieve balance and homeostasis, right? So tonight we're going to talk about one of the technologies that I discovered last year in my never-ending quest for all things holistic. And that is a non-transdermal patch. That's the technology we're going to talk about tonight. It looks like a little round Band-Aid, looks pretty minor, ineffective, nothing really to it, right? But this thing packs a massive punch. And so we're going to share tonight, I'll share with you the science and technology, how this patch works, what to expect, how to use it yourself, of course, how to be able to get it, and then be able to let you guys ask whatever questions that you may have. Just so you know up front, any of the information that I share tonight is not intended to diagnose or treat or cure anything that you are currently doing. Obviously, of course, please check with your healthcare professional, your physician, someone that you're working with if you have any questions in specific cases and instances with what's going on with you. But I can share with you, of course, information about clients that I've worked with and that practitioners that I work with as well too. So we will share all kinds of great stuff tonight. But remember, no diagnosing, no treating, no curing, okay? So with that being said, how does this technology work? What is this little round piece of plastic kind of Band-Aid looking thing? So you guys are familiar with transdermal patches, right? You put on a pain patch, a birth control patch, a nicotine patch, an estrogen patch, and something is going inside of your body, a chemical or a substance that's supposed to do something, correct? Get rid of your pain, balance your hormones, prevent you from having a baby, stop you from smoking. All right, so that's transdermal. This is the exact opposite. Nothing is transferring into your body with this patch. It's non-transdermal. And so how is that working? How is anything happening if there's nothing transferring in? So I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not. It's called photobiomodulation or phototherapy or light therapy. Okay, so you guys have probably seen red lasers, blue lasers. You've seen the infrared pads, right? If you go to get a facial, they have you have those little infrared lights in front of your face for collagen production and elastin. I was talking to a girl this morning and she said that she was looking at buying this, literally a hood that went around your head, completely sealed to anti-age your face. And I was like, girl, we need to talk. You don't have to sit around your house with this hood on your face with these red lights beaming into your eyes, trying to reduce your wrinkles. Let's talk about this technology. Of course, we had a conversation about it. So what that means is those are lights that are on the outside that are doing something on the inside, right? The lights that are affecting your body. If you guys were to go outside right now, the sun's light, it has a specific wavelength, right? And so when that light hits your skin, it increases your vitamin D production. We all know that, correct? Sun's light hits my skin, nothing goes inside of my body but the wavelength of light, and poof, my vitamin D is elevated. So you understand the technology now, right? So guess what? We are the light source. This is not an outside red light, infrared light, blue light. This is not the sun's light. We are the light source. If you feel yourself, you're 98.6, correct? So when we apply this patch, our body's light, we emit a low-level infrared light. Our body's light reflects back a signal from this patch. Now, What does that mean? Reflects back a signal from the patch. Our body's light. We know if we go outside at night, we cannot see our neighbor across the street unless we're looking through night vision goggles. So that light being emitted comes off in colors, correct? So we put the patch on. Actually, you're going to put it on CV7 below your, or the back of your neck or below your belly button in the morning when you get up. But when you put it on, your body's light reflects back a signal from this patch. What do you mean a signal? I'm like breaking this down for you guys as simply as I can, right? A signal it's a biophotonic exchange of information, light communicating with light, our body's light communicating with the light that's inside of this patch. So embedded in the patch is a crystal lattice structure, okay? So that, like I said, it's a biophotonic exchange of information. Crystal lattice structure is embedded in this patch. That structure is made up of organic amino acids and sugars and water, salts, oxygen. Okay, fantastic. What does that mean for me? What does all this mean? In the morning, you get up, you put the patch on the back of your neck, you go about your day. During that day, this patch is communicating with your body, increasing your stem cell production. You guys get that? Stem cells. Stem cells are the holy grail of healing. We know that, right? So you have an abundance of stem cells when you're young. As you age, you make less and less, right? Half by the time in your 30s, by the time in your 60s. I don't know how many of you guys on here are over 60, but you'll have less than 10% in your bloodstream of stem cells. So what does that mean for repair, regeneration, rejuvenation, restoration inside of your body? Little bitty chance, right? So that's just part of the aging process. That's why we start to see the breakdown of the organs and the cells and the tissues and the functionality of the body because of the lack of stem cells. So this technology increases your stem cell production. Your stem cells go to work to repair and regenerate, rejuvenate all your cells and tissues and organs in whatever order that your body needs. Your body has its own innate ability to know how to heal itself, right? If you cut your finger or break your wrist, the Band-Aid and the cast aren't healing your finger or your wrist. Your body is, right? It's getting the body back in balance. It's healing the body. And so this patch signals your body to do that, create more stem cells so they go to work on whatever is needed in your body in whatever order is needed. Okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah, yes, yes. All right, so a lot of common questions. What am I going to experience from this? Well, I can only share with you based on clinical studies, right? Because we've done over 90 clinical studies utilizing this technology. So we can show the effectiveness from doctors, scientists, researchers, testing people all over the country. Places like Harvard and Oxford and Stanford, right? Places that are well known. So what people typically experience first is pain reduction. So I want you guys to think about these things on your grocery list that you've come to the table with tonight that you have questions about. Number one, pain reduction. Number two, deeper sleep, a REM sleep. Number three, mental clarity, energy, concentration, and focus. Number four, faster wound healing. Number five, faster recovery from exercise or even daily activity. Those are the first five things that people notice using this patch. Now, will you notice these things on day one? I don't know. About half the people do and the other half don't. I wasn't in the half that experienced anything on day one. I was in the clinical study group that was about 3 to 6 weeks before I started experiencing things. But what people also notice is they notice an improvement in their digestive system, in their nervous system, and in their immune system around that 3 to 6 week mark. Now, how many of you guys are stressed? Your body's in that like, go, 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 fight or flight, nonstop, right? Brent's sitting over in the chair like this. He's not supposed to be raising his hand. So you guys, it helps with your nervous system, right? Bringing your body back into that calm, rest, relax, digest state as he's relaxed over here in the easy chair. So making sure that you're in that calm state is important for your nervous system, right? For restoration in your body. How many of you guys have digestive issues? meaning you may have IBS, you maybe have irritability in your obviously irritability in your bowels, but you may have like say for example constipation, diarrhea, bloating, gas, burping. If you guys experience those things, those are digestive disturbances, right, inside of your body. And we know that our immune system is housed in our digestive system. So if your digestive system's a mess, then your immune system's probably a mess. And we know all of this is stemming from our nervous system, right? IBS is just from anxiety and stress, right? It's just a nervous system issue, okay? Gluten intolerant, absolutely. Sensitivities to foods, definitely, yes. And so getting that, all those systems in balance are going to help everything else function better. We know that the gut microbiome is key to 100% your health of every single area in your body. Having that gut in perfect harmony is key. And that comes from, of course, diet, lifestyle, injury and illness and stress gets that out of balance. And so bringing that into balance, increasing your body's stem cell production helps and assists with that. You know what's something really amazing though? We do see around the 6-week mark, we start to see dramatic improvements in the cardiovascular system. You know, we only have one heart, correct? And so we want to take care of it, but we know the number one killer is heart disease. That's just a fact, right? Really aging is the aging process, because we start to see heart disease and diabetes and cancer and Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that stemming from the aging process. We don't have 5-year-olds with heart disease, right? We don't have, 12-year-olds that have back pain or, that have gray hair. They're young and they're vibrant and they're youthful because they have an abundance of stem cells. And so what this patch does every day effortlessly for you is you put it on the back of your neck or below your belly button. It increases your stem cell production day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, right? Increasing your stem cell production gets your body back in balance. You can cross those things off your grocery list that are bothering you, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, you can start crossing them off. I don't know what order your body will repair first. Obviously, like I said earlier, your body has its own innate ability to know how to heal itself. And I know stem cells do that. They put the body back in balance. And they're going to do that in whatever order you need first. So this is not a medication or a drug that covers a number or makes something look better or masks a symptom. Stem cells are going to get down to the root of the issue. And that's what you want, right? You want that issue to resolve itself. You want those symptoms to go away so that you have the best quality of life, so that you're living a pain-free, happy, healthy, vibrant, vital life. The life that you have here, right? It's a short period of time, but we want to do as much as we can to enjoy it and be able to extend that time at the same time. And so knowing that, please understand that there are no side effects from this patch. There are no contraindications if you're using medicines. Of course, like I said earlier, check with your physician, right? Of course, if you have questions, but there's nothing going in the body. And because there's nothing going in the body, there's nothing to interact with a medication or a supplement or an herb or a tincture or even a modality that you're using. If you're using different types of holistic methods to be able to help your body, whether it's pranic healing or Reiki or yoga or meditation, breath work, or, maybe you're doing craniosacral therapy or Feldenkrais or PMF, I don't know, whatever you may be doing, know that this modality will only accentuate your results. It'll only help you improve whatever you're currently doing holistically. And also know that there's no interactions if you're taking any kind of supplements or medications, because again, nothing's going in the body. So you don't have to worry about that, right? A lot of times we worry when we're ingesting something, if our body's even, number one, going to digest it, right? If it's going to be bioavailable for us. And then if so, what are the potential interactions or side effects with what I'm doing? If I'm on thyroid medicine, or if I'm on, cholesterol medication, or if I'm on, medicine for seizures or whatever it may be, right? So again, no contraindications. The only thing that you have to be aware of is if you have an organ in your body that's not yours. You would know that, right? If you have a heart or a lung or a kidney that's not yours, you would know. And so you're on serious immunosuppressant drugs, and you would not use our stem cell activation patch because it would go to work to try to take out that organ that's foreign in your body. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Anybody on here have a foreign organ in their body? I know it's a teeny tiny small population, but I have to make that be known, of course. And then the other thing is, if you're currently on chemotherapy, this is a big question, right? If you're on chemotherapy or using radiation as a treatment modality for cancer, or maybe something else, right? The days that you are taking chemo or radiation, you would not patch, because those two things kill everything in your entire body. So there's no point in increasing stem cell production or any other patches I'm going to talk about if you're going to kill everything. So if you're doing chemo or radiation today, then you could patch or do the other, stem cell patch or other patches tomorrow. Okay, so those would be your only things you need to know. And then from there, basically what I want to do is be able to see, what questions do you have? I know we have 56 of you on here tonight. What questions do you have specifically about the science, the technology, how it works, that kind of thing? And I know you do have questions about specific things. Just keep in mind that I'm going to share with you, again, not clinical studies from diseases, but clinical studies with systems in the body, and what these patches, this patch and some of the other patches, can do to help those systems get back into balance. Okay, so someone had asked, let's see, up at the top, when using energy patches for pain related to DMD, what acupuncture points would you recommend? So we don't use energy patches for pain. We use a patch called Icewave. And the energy enhancer patch is something totally different. It doesn't get rid of pain. So if you could clarify that, that would be fantastic. I'll come back to your question. And let's see. So as far as Amy addressed this, but I just want to make sure all of you see this. So this is, Amy said it correctly, this is a 3M hypoallergenic adhesive. This is a class 1 medical device, which is a Band-Aid. And we have literally 1 in 10,000 people that may get a little bit of redness around it. Move it to a different location, or you could always put it on the inside of your shirt like this, and there you go. I had somebody send me a picture last night. She's like, the protocol she was doing for detox required it to stick in on her head right here. And she's like, I don't want to pull any of my hair out. Her hair was thinning. And I said, well, just put it on the inside of a headband and put the headband on your head. And so that's what she did. She's like, it's still working. I'm like, yeah, of course it's working. Your energy field, your light that's being emitted off of your body, that infrared light, it comes out about 2 to 4 inches. So that's perfectly fine to put it on your clothes. Someone asked for lymphedema. So specifically, when you're looking at the lymphatic system, we're going to look at the energy enhancer. Energy enhancer is the first patch that David invented 20 years ago when he was working with the Navy SEALs. He invented this patch to be able to increase endurance, stamina. Thank you so much, Laura. And energy of the SEALs in the field. They had asked him to invent something, and he was downloaded by the divine, given this information by being tapped into the divine to create a patch that turned body fat into fuel. And that's the energy enhancer. It burns an extra 300 to 600 calories, but it turns over the lymphatic system. So that would be a fantastic patch for that. You're perfectly fine if you have breast implants, if you have hip replacements. Laura has one of those. If you have knee replacements, if you have pacemaker, if you have stents, you're fine to use the patches. As far as long-term oral medication for cancer, then I would say, I mean, it's really going to depend on why are you doing that? I don't know. So I would maybe have that conversation with your doctor, what your plan is for that, for using a long-term oral chemo. So I'm not really for sure exactly the question you're asking, but if you're asking like, can you use the patches? If you're on, I don't know if it's a chemo or regular, so I'm not really for sure. I'm going to need you to clarify that. And okay, so that's all the questions in nerve pain. Okay, so again, for pain, you're definitely going to use the Icewave. The Icewave is a 2-patch system. It has a tan and a white patch in it. So when you get your pack in the mail, please look on both sides of that little divider. Laura has them up for you guys. There is a white one and a tan one. So they work with the polarity of your body, just like the energy enhancer works with the polarity of your body. White right, tan left. So if your nerve pain, let's say, for example, is in your back, right, your low back, you're going to put the white patch on the right side of your spine, on that low back area. Put the tan patch on the left side of the spine, midline, right side of the body, left side of the body. Okay, they work with the polarity, positive and negative ions. And so white right, tan left, wherever that pain is, and that will help open up those energy channels to be able to alleviate the pain. As far as blood pressure, we're going to talk about the heart and the cardiovascular system. And so there are a couple different patches that we're going to talk about. Specifically, of course, the X39 stem cell activation patch. I always love to share one of the studies. Every 6 weeks using this patch improves the functionality of the entire vascular system by 8 weeks. And whoever invited you to this Zoom, they can share with you testimonials of people with high blood pressure, with heart issues, cardiovascular issues, ejection fractions, you name it. We can share probably hundreds of testimonials of people that have had improvements in their entire cardiovascular system, because stem cells are repairing everything, right? Including the cardiovascular system. But specifically, a couple other patches to look at would be the Eon. Eon reduces inflammation systemically. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of information here about this patch, because this is our number 2 patch. Stem cell activation patch is number 1. Number 2 for everything is the Eon. Those two together are what we call the dynamic duo. Dynamic duo means that these patches are going to increase and improve your ability to get back into homeostasis faster, okay? Because when you have inflammation in the body, whether it's cytokines or lipids or fibrinogen or C-reactive proteins or homocysteines, when you have inflammation in the body, then that inflammation is causing issues, right? And we know inflammation is the root of all the disease in the physical body. We know that. And so when you have an increase of stem cells, let's say, for example, if you had knee pain, we know there's inflammation in the knee. You go to the doctor, he recommends your cortisone shots, and you're like, no, I can't do the steroids. I'm not doing any of that anymore. Well, we can do stem cell shots. They're $8,000 a piece. Oh, great. That sounds fantastic. Let me just do that every 60 to 90 days. So stem cells, you get an injection of stem cells into your knee, right to where the inflammation is. We know for a fact that the inflammation is going to consume the majority of those stem cells. Okay, so inflammation's in your body, all of us, from diet, lifestyle, injury, surgery, illness, stress. We know there's inflammation, right? And so you want to reduce the inflammation while you're increasing the stem cell production. You set the body up for a more rapid, dramatic healing experience, getting it back into balance. But let's talk specifically about the heart with inflammation. One of the inflammatory markers is fibrinogen. You may not be familiar with fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is a blood clotting factor. It is literally more indicative of cardiovascular disease than cholesterol. Cholesterol is what they can use to write statins for, right? Literally a $100+ billion industry writing prescriptions for Lipitors and all this kind of stuff. That's just what it is. Like, it's facts, right? You guys can research all this stuff. You can go to Google Scholar to find that information. But you will also find that an elevated fibrinogen level is a direct correlation to cardiovascular disease, way more than cholesterol. Cholesterol is just what they can write the prescription for. They can't write a prescription to lower your fibrinogen. This doesn't work that way. So when you can lower your fibrinogen, then you improve your entire cardiovascular system. Then the other thing I want to share with you about the heart is carnosine. So we've got stem cell activation patch. We've got our Eon that reduces inflammation. Now let's look at carnosine. I know I don't have mine either. So carnosine is an antioxidant. It's a massive antioxidant. Now I'm going to tell you guys something. These patches signal different peptides in the body. Okay, so they have many uses each. Right? The Eon reduces inflammation. It's our happy patch. It puts your body in a parasympathetic state, calm, rest, relax, digest. We know that it does a lot of things. Carnosine does a lot of things too. So I'm just going to give you a little snippet. All right. Basically, as it pertains to the heart, carnosine is a huge antioxidant, and it loves to hang out in the heart. It loves to repair the heart. Okay. It repairs muscles, all muscles in your body. Obviously, your heart's a massive muscle, correct? And so being able to have repair in your heart is definitely something that you would want carnosine on board for. But carnosine is also fantastic for the brain. It balances the left brain, right brain hemisphere, improves cognition and communication. It's great for Alzheimer's, dementia symptoms, people that have cognitive decline. That's a fantastic patch. So long story short, to your high blood pressure question, we're going to look at the cardiovascular system, and we're going to support that system with the X39, the Eon, and the carnosine. So, and for your knees, use the LifeWave X39 Eon. Any pain that you have anywhere, use X39 Eon and LifeWave. Okay, LifeWave's not going to fix your problem. It's not going to get to the root of the problem, but it's going to give you that immediate pain relief. Okay. Okay. So I'm guessing you're okay. So she's saying that she had breast cancer. And so are you on is that a chemotherapy drug? I mean, there's like a billion of them. So I'm not for sure if you could answer that one too, if that's a chemotherapy drug. If it's a chemotherapy drug, then I would check with your oncologist to see, you know, what's your ANC. So that's what you want to look at, like what's going on inside of my body. Where are my neutrophils? What's my white blood count? Like if it's keeping your entire CBC suppressed, then that's going to be pretty harmful, honestly, to your health and your life and your longevity. But if it's something that it's a teeny tiny little minor amount, then I would look at using the stem cell activation patch. RLS. So if you could tell me what RLS means in your world, there are a lot of acronyms that mean a lot of different things. What if you have a wound vac pack on it? Because there's a lot of pain. Are you saying that you have an open wound? Like there's an open hole in your body and you have a wound vac trying to heal something from the inside out? Any type of wound at all would be the X39 stem cell activation patch. Of course, the Eon. You would also use the carnosine. It's huge for tissue repair. You could look at glutathione as well too, to detox that area, your entire body, right? And then also aloe vera. Aloe vera is fantastic for repairing everything to do with the skin. But just the X39 alone, I mean, wound healing is massive. Like, for example, burn victims, you know, they used to stick them in hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy. I don't know if you guys knew this. They'd stick them in hyperbaric oxygen chambers after they were burned to have the compressed oxygen try to heal their body faster, right? From these all over full body burns. You can literally take stem cells, liquid, right? They come liquid. If you were to inject them, they have to be liquid. And you can pour them all over. Say you burned your arm, you can pour them all over your arm, and literally in a matter of, I don't want to say seconds, but days, like the burn is gone, the skin is completely healed as if nothing was happened with no skin graft. So stem cells are powerful to repair and heal. That's what they do, wound healing, right? So she said energy patch is going to be used, my friend, with DMD to improve endurance and reduce fatigue and muscle soreness. So we chose this over LifeWave because pain is not intense. He wanted the weight loss benefits of energy patch. It's also going to be using X39 Eon glutathione. So yeah, the energy enhancer will definitely increase endurance and obviously reduce fatigue. As far as muscle soreness, that's not a thing that it typically addresses. You're looking at muscle soreness, you would look at the X49 or you'd look at the carnosine because they really help repair that lean muscle mass and reduce, even X39, reduce the recovery time with your muscles. And that's, okay, just making sure. So use a ton and X39 together, use a ton as healing, pain, inflammation, restless leg syndrome. Okay, and so yeah, a friend with, I know you guys are typing fast. It's kind of hard to understand sometimes what you're saying. So I have a friend that has a wound. So if they have an open wound, yeah, you would definitely use the X39, the Eon, the carnosine for sure. That helps with pain, inflammation, restless leg, X39, Eon, glutathione. I would also look at your magnesium intake, those electrolytes, and see where you are in or out of balance with that. And then serotonin syndrome with Nirvana and people on SSRI or SNRI. I have no idea what SSRI or SNRI is. You guys are throwing out all the acronyms tonight without Googling all of this stuff. Remember, I don't do medical doctor type of things. And so I don't use all the different acronyms all the time for stuff like that. If you tell me what it is, then I can be like, oh yeah, that's the system we're going to talk about. So serotonin, obviously the Nirvana works with the neurohormones and neurotransmitters in your brain. So yes, you would definitely have benefits using the Nirvana if there's anything going on with your serotonin levels, with your, circadian rhythm, if you're looking at sleeping problems, but also the silent nights definitely deals with that as well too. So I would look at that patch, using that in conjunction with X39. Anything to do with literally anything in your body. X39 stem cell activation patch is going to be your foundation because you want to increase your stem cell production. Those stem cells go to work and they repair and regenerate whatever your body needs in whatever order that it needs. Okay. So you don't pick what happens first with the X39. Just know that those stem cells they're gonna cover it, right? They're gonna get to it. The other patches are supportive patches, and they will support and assist helping that process along, I would say faster, right? If you use things in conjunction, we can definitely target specific points. These patches are all of the clinical studies were done on acupuncture points. So the foundation is rooted in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. And then of course, this technology is, more like Star Trek, right? 20 plus years ahead of the game of what's going on out there in the quantum field or in any modality, right? We know stem cells are prevalent. We know that I've been researching them for 20 years because I banked both my kids' cord blood. And I did over 10 years of traditional types of stem cell therapies in and out of the country with my daughter. So there's a lot of different things out there. They're very expensive. They can be very controversial. They can be very invasive, and they could have potential side effects, right? If those cells don't divide correctly. And so using this technology, this is your body, your stem cells that are increasing. So they know what to do. They know how to work in your body because your body is very different than mine. Right? Every single person on this planet, all 8 billion people of us, no one is the same. No two people have the exact same things going on in the inside. For example, when you look at fibromyalgia, which is like the diagnosis of the last 30 years, right? 20, 30 years. What do you have? Well, you have fibromyalgia. What does that mean? Well, that means you were probably born just like everybody else with Epstein-Barr. And depending on when it manifested in your body, did you have mono? What was your trauma as a child? When did you start to have these symptoms? What was the emotional trigger? Oh yeah, you've got fibromyalgia, right? No, they don't talk to you about any of that stuff. So how are we going to get to the root of that? All these symptoms that you're experiencing? Well, we're going to reduce the inflammation in the body. We're going to get the body back in balance. We're going to help it increase its own stem cell production. We're going to use glutathione to detox. We're going to get rid of the toxins in the body. Your body is not effectively eliminating toxins, right? That toxic buildup over time is causing, havoc inside of your body. We're going to use Carnosine to really help support that antioxidant as well too, and be able to get those systems back in alignment. And so looking at using the different patches on the specific acupuncture points that are given in the booklets are going to help your body get back into balance. Okay. So how does it work with someone who has ADD or insomnia? She had said psychotropic drugs, SSRI. So, and then how many patches can we use at a time? How many is too much? How often, and what else can we use? Oh, there's a lot of questions. Okay. So selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Thank you for that. So again, definitely X39, Eon, Nirvana, 100%. Can you take it while you're taking psychotropic drugs? Yes, you can use the patch while you're using medications. Obviously, check with your professional, your healthcare professional first. They may decide that they would rather recommend the patch over the drug that has a million side effects. Let's increase our beta endorphins so we're happy. Yes.
One question somebody just reposted. Broken femur, actually chipped, a lot of pain, can't get into the doctor yet. What patches do you suggest?
X39, Eon, LifeWave. Worst case, I mean, if that doesn't cut it, which it should, LifeWave, right? If they have Nirvana is going to be a 1 to 3 weeks on the Nirvana system for the full, body pain elimination based on the clinical studies. So it depends on when they can get into the doctor, but I would immediately do X39, Eon, and LifeWave. How many patches can we use at a time? All of them. First time Laura and I met David, he had 12 on. We're like, what? 12? So there are 2 patches that cannot be used during the day. That's the Silent Nights and the Aloe Vita. Those are nighttime only patches. There's a patch that cannot be used at night. That is Energy Enhancer, right? We don't recommend you use X39 at night because of the fact that it does give a lot of mental energy, clarity, and physical energy, right? You patch daily. So you put the patches on in the morning when you get up, you leave them on 12 hours, you take them off, you throw them away. If you have nighttime patches like the Aloe Vita or the Silent Nights, then you would put those on at night. And you get up in the morning, you take them off and you throw them away. There are some patches that can be worn daytime or nighttime. So obviously Eon or glutathione, Carnosine. I had some people here this week tell me they use Nirvana at night. So you can use LifeWave day or night. It's totally up to you. Whatever works in your schedule. As far as sleep, X39 and Silent Nights. Anything brain, anything to do with the brain, X39, Eon, Carnosine. And how young can a person be to use them? So we have no clinical studies on children. So of course, as with anything under 18, not intended for children, consult with your physician, right? Anything you pick up, the back of the bottle says no one under 18 or younger. Do we have moms that utilize these patches for their children? Oh yeah, we do, but that's a personal choice. Just like taking your child through the McDonald's drive-thru is a personal choice, right? So kind of keep those things in perspective, right? When looking at what is this doing to my child or to an adult, increasing stem cells, bringing the body back into balance, reducing inflammation, helping with anxiety or stress, helping with sleep, whatever the different patches are doing. Obviously, most children do not need energy enhancer, but looking at the systems of the body, if you're going to help, a child be able to reduce inflammation, it's no different than helping an adult reduce inflammation. And that if we have inflammation, we have inflammation. If you need to boost the immune system with glutathione, you need to boost the immune system, right? Glutathione signals a peptide in the liver. We all have that peptide in our liver. So sometimes it's not functioning correctly, depending on obviously the things I mentioned earlier. And so you can signal the body to increase its glutathione versus giving it an exogenous form of glutathione, which we know barely increases the glutathione production. It's only in the body for 7 minutes. And so using the patch, whether you're a child or whether you're an adult, obviously as a child, the adult will need to make the decision. And of course you can check with the pediatrician on that as well too. But I always relate it back to nutrition. Like the child's eating Cheetos, they're eating things with red dye, they're eating drive-through foods, fast foods, processed, packaged, frozen foods. Those are like massive neurotoxins, right, for anybody. And so keeping in mind that there's nothing harmful, there's nothing even going into the body, just asking the body to do whatever it was already created to do. And it may have just gotten out of balance. So personal choice for sure. And again, that addresses the kids. Eon, Lee and I just did a whole talk last night in a migraine page on Facebook. So yes, you can use this Eon, of course, definitely the X39, 100% the LifeWave as well too.
Jody made a mistake. It wasn't 4, it's 3. So
for sleep apnea, narcolepsy, again, getting the body in balance. Remember that we're seeking homeostasis. I don't have sleep apnea. Laura doesn't have narcolepsy. Why? Because our bodies are in balance. You weren't born with sleep apnea. Like there's no infant born with sleep apnea, right? And so it's something that has happened over time in the body because the body's out of balance. So let's get it back into balance. So let's use the stem cell activation patch. Let's use the Eon. Let's use the Silent Nights at night. You might even look at using the Nirvana That would probably be a beneficial one as well too for the brain. Neurotransmitters, neurohormones in the brain. If someone works overnight shifts, then yes, of course, you can use energy enhancer at night. Much more effective than coffee. Definitely safer. Yeah, IceWave safer than Tylenol. Motrin for sure. Oh my God, yes. Those are serious toxins, right? So what other questions do you guys have? I know we're getting close to our time and we've got a lot of guest names to enter in for our wheel. What's the difference between X39 and X49? So X39 signals your body to increase its own stem cell production through the pathway of GHK-Cu. X49 signals a daughter peptide, AHK-Cu. And so they work synergistically. They each work individually, but based on clinical studies, X49 was created for fitness, for endurance. It was created for building lean muscle mass, bone density, grip strength, bicep, push-up, shoulders, squats, big muscles, being able to help, especially, any population, athletes and fitness, but especially, your older population that have a decrease in muscle mass. We know that the amount of muscle mass in your body is directly correlated to your longevity in your life. If you have more fat than you do muscle, you're not going to live as long. It's a fact, right? We can study the blue zones, the oldest people on the planet. They don't have high levels of body fat. They have low levels of body fat. They have high levels of lean muscle mass, right? Of course, they practice different types of practices. You can Google the blue zones on your own. There's 5 areas. We'll be visiting one in November in Costa Rica. Super excited about that. But basically, X39-49 used in combo, you will have exponential benefits, blocking EMFs, hair growth, like I said, building lean muscle mass, getting rid of body fat, 11% body fat reduction in 60 days, all kinds of fun stuff. The person that invited you here, they can send you a link through our app to the presentation, so you can actually see all the clinical studies on the X39-49 combo and all those statistics on the benefits, right, of using them together. What's the importance of wearing 12 hours on and why points, please? So you want to signal, our body emits a low level infrared light. That low level light needs to communicate with this patch over a 12-hour period. Based on clinical studies, the 12-hour period is the most effective period to do what's needed inside of the body, whether it's reducing inflammation, increasing glutathione, increasing stem cell production, whatever it may be. Clinical studies, remember, clinical studies show that it's a 12-hour period on and then take it off and throw it away. Or if it's a stem cell patch, stick it in your dog or your cat's pet bed, right? But you want the 12 hours off. It's like a light. When you have the light on and you leave it on and you never turn it off, it's going to burn out. If you left that patch on 24 hours, I want more benefits. Your body's not going to respond. It needs time to have on to elevate, activate, mobilize your stem cells. Brand new, young, youth, healthy stem cells. It needs time off to repair and regenerate and restore. You can't keep hitting it all the time, right? It just doesn't work that way. Give it a break. So 12 hours off for sure. Why the different points? Well, these are acupuncture points. If you know anything about TCM, then you will know that specific points on the body are connected to specific organs and some systems in the body. So all clinical studies have been done based on using these acupuncture points, which are rooted in 6,000-year-old traditional Chinese medicine. This is not new, right? So we know if we put a patch on spleen 6, it's going to do this. If we put a patch on stomach 38, it's going to do this. Like, we know that. It's fact, because you can see it in the studies, right? When you're assessing people, it's not just like, oh yeah, I feel this way. It's like, no, here's the modality that we're testing. Here's what we're doing, the patch, and here's what we're testing afterwards to prove that what we say is fact. You don't get a clinical study unless it's a fact, right? So definitely have the specific points. Yes, I did say that X39-49 blocks EMFs. That's one of David's findings, preliminary findings from the studies that he did on X49 last fall. So 81-year-old mom has osteoporosis, degenerative joint disease, stimulator implanted. Can she use the patch? Yeah, she absolutely can. If you have a organ that's not yours, then you wouldn't want to use the X39 stem cell activation patch. Otherwise, you're perfectly fine to be able to use the patches. I would use the X39, 49, and the glutathione for sure. Definitely looking at arthritis, joints, Those are some patches, Carnosine even too, that you would want to utilize. And somebody asked about the price, preferred customer price, annual or monthly. Okay, so we have a few different ways that you can purchase. Number one, you can buy retail. You're going to get back with the person that invited you. We have 60 people on this Zoom tonight. So get back with the person that invited you. Retail for a month supply of X39 or X49 is $150. Retail for any of the supportive patches is going to be $80. Okay. They can send you a PDF patch summary of all the patches. There's 12 of them, what they do, and you can see all of that, right? We have a preferred customer program. It's a $20 fee. Whatever you pick, you'll be set up on a 6-month auto ship. No one does that. The reason why is no one wants to pay a fee and no one wants to be set on an auto ship for a specific thing. We've all been there. Nobody wants anything coming out of their bank account every single month. If you want to be set up on an auto ship, we're happy to do that, but let's have you do that on your own and let's help you get a wholesale account. Okay, so then that way you can do that. With the wholesale account, there's no sign-up fee. It doesn't cost you anything. You can mix and match the different patches that you want at the wholesale price inside of the packs. Depending on which pack you purchase, there's 4 different ones, will depend on the price that you pay for your patches. But know that you can mix and match. If you want the pain protocol, X39, Eon, and Icewave, or if you want the sleep protocol, X39, Eon, and Silent Nights, or if you want the fitness protocol, right, X39, X49, Energy Enhancer, Carnosine, or if you want the tummy reduction protocol, which is 5 different patches, you can get whatever you want. The packs start at $299. For that $299 cost, you pick your patches, okay? You can get 3 X39s, or you can mix and match. Take out an X39, throw in 2 supportive patches, right? Every 2 supportive patches is equivalent to 1 X39, okay? So pull out whatever you want, mix and match however you want inside of that $299 pack, okay? The person that invited you, they'll get you set up, okay? With whatever patches you want. And if you're like, well, I want this, and I need this for my cousin and my mom and my sister, my brother, you may want to go with the gold pack, right? You're going to get more, plus you get some free patches. Or you may want to look at the platinum or the diamond. Again, the more that you purchase, the better the price and the more that you'll actually get free inside of that pack. Okay. And yes, organ recipients can use supportive patches. Okay. So you guys can keep asking questions, put them in the chat. Laura can look at the chat. I'm going to share screen so that way I can get typing in our wheel of names. And I should have typed this before, but I run back-to-back Zoom, so it just didn't happen. All right, so Laura, here is your list. I love your list. I'm going to copy and paste your list into my notes section, and I'm going to hope that that allows me to be able to pull it right off my computer instantaneously and throw it in. Of course it did. Yay! Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through here, and anybody that's not on the Zoom, we are going to remove them. Or no, we're not. We're just going to leave them. If they don't respond back by yelling their name out, then they don't get it. Okay. Here's our list. All right. Now I'm going to go down through here. Yeah, I know, right? This is your list you gave me. I want to go down.
Well, why didn't we think to do that before?
I don't know, girl. It just dawned on me. I was like, man, I can't type all these names up. I got to Zoom in 8 minutes. I don't have time. All right, so if there's names that are, if your name is not on here, you're going to type your name in the chat. Don't unmute yourself and yell it out. It'll be too chaotic. Laura is looking at the chat right now. If your name is not on this list, and I'm going to scroll down through the list here. If your name's not on the list, just type your name in the chat.
Tammy S. There they are.
Okay. Perfect. Keep looking at the list. You guys can see my screen. If your name is not on here, type it in the chat. We have 52 entries, which is interesting because I know there's only 58 of us on here. So there's more than 6 distributors. So there's people that are on the list that are not on here, which is perfectly fine. If they don't call it out immediately, they don't get it. So look down through here, put your name in the chat.
So we need to add Jeff, I'm not sure how to say the last name, Salm,
Okay.
Sarah Anderson, Joanna Dundas, Janet E, and Etrula, Etrulia.
Okay. So we have a total of,
Yes, Amy, guest only.
okay, I'm going to scroll through and you look at the names one more time.
Stacy, if you want to remove Sandy Payne, she is not on. So tonight, Stacy, we are giving away a week's worth of X39 and Eon together, because that is the dynamic duo. So I don't know, we have 52 people on here. What are you thinking? Let's see, let's do 6 winners.
Okay, Laura, anybody else to add before we hit go?
Nope, you're good to go.
Okay. All right. Did you answer my question on here?
I just said, let's do 6 winners.
Okay. 6 winners it is. Here we go. Number 1. I didn't hear you say that. Sorry.
That's okay.
VIP called me and they had a couple questions, so I had to answer that real quick.
Oh.
No, number 1, Joanna Dundas.
Oh, Joanna won.
Okay.
Number 2, here we go. Here we go. Number 2. Charlene Miller. Congratulations. And what are they winning, Laura? Did you tell them?
They are winning a week's worth of X39 and Eon together, since they're the dynamic duo.
Fantastic. I love it. Okay, here's number 3. Here we go. And if you're not present, you don't win. FYI. So it looks like we've got Marion Kennedy. Yay!
Oh.
Congratulations, Marion. And number 4. Number 4 winner is Colin. There you go, Colin. Oh. Congratulations. Fantastic. All right.
2
and
more.
our winner, number 5, belongs to Barry Gomo. Congratulations, Barry. And last one, here we go. There's a lot of names on here. Donna Kennedy. Yay!
Yay!
Congratulations, Donna. Wow, congratulations to all 6 of our winners. How exciting. I love it. Love
so
it.
Whoever invited you guys tonight, if they can send me your address, and we will get these out to you as soon as we can.
Yep. So get back with the person that invited you. They're going to help you get set up. They will help you with whatever you want to order, any question that you have outside of that. They will be able to, if they can't answer your questions, they have someone in their upline that can definitely answer the questions, and they will be able to give you that information and help you get set up right away. So thank you guys for being here tonight. We will share the recording after I'm done with my next Zoom. All you need to do is exit out.
Just so I can get 2 slices out of that